So I was always interested in health-related field, and obviously naturally majoring in biology, I was thinking about a field in dentistry. And I grew to really love the analytical side of things, and that's kind of how it started, but it was really post-graduation when I really found out that I really wanted to work on a macro scale helping people, not on a micro scale like a dentist would. Something I've certainly learned as I left college is that really keep an open mind to the type of career field that you're looking in. I think a lot of kids come in with a very specific major thinking this is the career path that I must choose, but I think you really realize, especially in the nonprofit industry, that they just need really great intellectual minds like the Princetonians that are here on campus that can do a number of things. I think working for a state governor or working for the federal government, you can really learn a lot that way. And although it is difficult and trying work at the same time, it's very impactful, and you really find a lot of purpose and meaning in your work. It's definitely exciting and great, and it's a little heartwarming to know that some people look up to you for advice, because you really do feel lost and a little confused when you leave, even when you leave college, with a very specific career field in mind. And I did not a 180, but I certainly took a deviation from what I thought I would be doing. And being able to connect with someone and was in the same situation as you, being able to reach out to other alumni, through career services, was able to learn how a lot of people who are EEB majors like myself became consultants, or how they ended up working in the healthcare-related industries like I am doing now in a nonprofit group. And so you realize there are a lot of other people in your very same situations who found something they are either better at or they love more, or just found more meaning in. So really utilize all your networking possibilities when you can, because not only does that lead to finding internships or job opportunities, but I mean it really also just helps you learn about, hey, this is how someone approached a certain career field. Well, you can do it a whole different way. What Career Services really did was help me really understand what my career, my skill set was, and what I really wanted to do long term on a day-to-day basis too. And then from there, they advised me to start using the Princeton alumni, I think TigerNet, alumni network. But then I started reaching out to alumni, both with my same concentration or same career aspirations as I did. And Line helped coach me through how I want to prepare those emails, because you don't want to just say, hey, can I have some career advice? There is a certain way to do it, and the career counselors will help you learn how to reach out to these Princeton alumni and set up informative interviews. And then from there I learned, okay, this is how I attack the system. And it's funny, although that never led to any job positions, it led to me learning a lot about the consulting career and a nonprofit career specifically. And it was actually, I said before, always utilize all your networking events. It was actually through a mutual friend who's not affiliated with Princeton University, who mentioned this Princeton University position to me. So it's kind of funny how, of all the Princeton alumni I'm talking to, I get looped back to Princeton from a non-Princetonian. So really utilize any networking opportunities you have, and then just to talking to people about different types of job fields that are out there. And even though there is a recession, especially in the nonprofit industry and healthcare specifically, if I'm making a pitch here, there's a lot of federal dollars out there, and they're really looking for some really smart, intellectual people who are just ready to solve problems and get down and dirty and do the hard work that no one wants to do. So what really attracted me out of the nonprofit was that, I was getting a lot done in the nonprofit sector. I'm actually on the ground doing work. I'm helping states implement the Affordable Care Act, where you're seeing coverage expansions that are going to help, millions of people who didn't have health care before, couldn't afford it before, or their employer doesn't pay for it, and now their employer can pay for it. Really just being able to afford something that we consider a basic necessity here in the United States. And that's really exciting. And that's why I chose it ultimately, because I really felt like I wanted to have impact in my job. I mean, there were, amongst other reasons, I think there's a misconception that nonprofits are not as financially generous with paychecks, and I think that's not necessarily true. And I definitely really like the quality of life that I'm living here in New York, because comparatively working in a firm in New York City, I'm working longer, harder hours, and my cost of living would be twice as much as it is here in Princeton. So those are all different little things I looked at, and you have to look at location and where you want to be. And then another thing that I liked about this job is the place for room for advancement. So not necessarily within my own nonprofit group. We're a very small team. But I was thinking long term, I'm getting really, really relevant skills and information and knowledge that's going to make me very desirable not only to other consulting firms, but states or the federal government.